Hello students, welcome to Target AES. Let us continue with module number 15 of our RCC. And in this module, I am going to teach you a very first topic which is flanged sections. What is this flanged sections? Let us try to understand. See, whatever loading is acting and whatever structure you have, you can completely design it using our singly reinforced rectangular section or doubly reinforced rectangular section. Okay, so you just can construct the structure using our rectangular sections. Then why do we need flanged sections like T section or L section or I section? Why do we need this? What is the advantage? There should be certain advantage, right? Because rectangle is a very simple structure, easy to cast also. So obviously one should prefer rectangular section, but in construction, why are we even using these flanged sections? Obviously there should be certain advantage, right? So what is that advantage over rectangular? Let us try to understand first. Okay, so let me take one singly reinforced rectangular section and steel bars somewhere here. Okay, now you tell me one simple logic. If you are drawing stress diagram for this, how it will be? Let us take, this is your neutral axis somewhere here. Okay, so I hope you are pretty much sure that the stress diagram will be looking something like this. Okay, something like this. If this is xu, then what will be this distance? I hope you remember that will be 3 by 7 xu, and this will be 4 by 7 xu. Agreed or not? Right? And what is your lever arm? Lever arm kahin yahan pe rahega. Your centroid, your compressive force ka centroid, it is at how much distance? 0.42 xu. And what will be your lever arm? The lever arm will be the distance between your compressive force and tensile force, which is d minus 0.42 xu. I hope you know up to this point. Now you tell me, below this XU level, below this neutral axis, is concrete taking any tensile force? No, right? So the concrete, whatever is here, it is not taking any tensile force. So if even I am deleting this much portion of concrete, what I am doing? I am deleting this much amount of concrete. Just I am removing it. Now the structure, how it will be looking like? It will be looking like something like this, right? It will be looking something like this. See, I have changed the dimensions of this. I have reduced certain amount of volume. Agreed or not? If this is case 1, if this is case 2, and I have reduced certain volume of concrete, what I am doing? I am saving money. Agreed or not? What I am doing? I am saving money. इतने पैसे आपके बच गए. Agreed or not? So everyone wants to save certain amount of money, right? Then why to waste concrete so much? You can save money by changing your rectangular beam into flanged beam. Okay, so this is the first case. Even if you are drawing the stress diagram, it will be pretty much same. Koi change nahi hai, you haven't changed anything, the diagram lies pretty much same. Agreed or not? Your lever arm bhi kahan pe hai? It is pretty much same. No change at all, d minus 0.42 xu. Right? So, and what is your moment of resistance? Moment of resistance in this case will be C into LA, which is d minus 0.42 xu, and here also your moment of resistance is equals to C into d minus 0.42 xu, and there is no change. Agreed? So we are keeping concrete only such that it can hold my steel bars, that's it, and the steel bars will take care of tension. That is the only reason why we are using the steel bars. So what I am doing, I am saving money by shifting my rectangular beam to my flanged beam. Okay, now what I can do is I can further modify this structure. What I am doing, I am further modifying this structure. So whenever I am what I can do is I am keeping the same area. You can clearly see if this is A1 and this is A2, my A2 is less compared to that of A1. So what I am doing, I can say volume 2 is less than V1 also, right? So certain volume I am saving here, certain volume of concrete I am saving here. If I'm keeping the same area, now what I'm doing, I'm keeping the same area, but I'm modifying it further. What I'm doing, I'm modifying. How to modifying? See, I am removing certain amount of concrete from here. I am removing certain amount of concrete from here and pasting it here in the flange section and pasting it in the flange section. So I hope you know what is flange, right? If you're talking about I section, you might have known. So this will be your flanges and बीच का जो portion है, this what is it? This will be web. This is web and this is flanges. I hope you know these basics, right? Right? I hope you know that. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting certain portion and pasting in my flange. Okay, I'm pasting it in my flange section. Now my structure will be looking something like this. My structure will be looking something like this. Okay, so why I'm doing like this, let us be very clear. Whenever I'm modifying this structure, obviously my stress diagram is going to modify. Agreed or not? What is happening? My stress diagram is going to modify. My centroid, it is moving upwards. Agreed or not? My centroid, it is moving upwards. For the same area, let us take a2 is equals to a3. I have not removed any area, I have just modified it further. नीचे से निकाल के ऊपर पेस्ट कर दिया. So my compressive force centroid is shifting upwards and my tensile force is somewhere here. My lever arm got increased. By doing this, my lever arm got increased. So what will be my moment of resistance? My moment of resistance in this section 3 will be greater than my moment of resistance in the section 2 above. I hope you got the point. So what I am doing here is, by changing my rectangular section into a flanged section, I am making it economical. At the same time, I am also increasing its capacity to resist more bending moment. I hope you are getting it right. समझ में आ गया आपको concept? So it is efficient. The flanged sections are efficient, and I can also say it is economical. That's why we use this flanged sections. Concept clear है? I hope you're perfect, right? समझ में आ गया why we use these flanged sections. So this diagram I have already given. I hope you can read it, right? And sorry for this bad text. So it is actually mr1 will be equals to mr2 in this case, but it is less than mr3, our flanged section. So it is more efficient. It is economical and more efficient. Now you can ask me, sir, what are the various types of flanged sections we have? Very simple question, very simple answer also. See, how many types of flanged section we can have? We can have as many as possible, but in general we'll be using T section, I section and L section in general. Or you can also use box section. Box section will be looking something like this, but we'll see it later on. Let us see this T section, I section and L section. So obviously it is called T section because it resembles the letter T, so it should be something like this. And I section, obviously you know, it should be looking something like this. And then we have our L section, it should be looking something like this. Not just these structures, we can just invert them. And call this what? Inverted T structure, inverted T beam, and this I can invert and call it what? Inverted L beam. See, you are already becoming professors in this, right? How simple it is RCC, right? RCC काफी simple रहता है, no need to worry at all. And now you can ask me, sir, where to use this T beam and where to use this inverted T beam? Concept is very simple, right? Concept is very simple. See, if you have a beam and the loads are such that a sagging moment is being produced. Okay, whenever you have sagging moment, how it will be like a smiley. Let me tell you, sagging means smiley. Sagging is smiley, as we have seen in structural analysis or song. Okay, and hogging means crying symbol. Hogging means crying wala emoji, crying sad or crying wala emoji, right? So if the loads are acting such that my beam is like sagging, then obviously you can see, right, the top portion, what it happened to top portion, it got compressed, and bottom portion as if it got stretched. So in bottom portion we have tension, in top portion we have compression, and in bottom portion we have stretching forces or tensile forces. Agreed? So in this case, you tell me, so compressive forces is taken by what? Concrete or steel? In RCC, compressive forces are taken by concrete, and tensile forces are taken by what? Taken by steel. So you will be using a structure such that in the top portion we have compression, that means we have to use concrete, and in bottom portion we have to use steel bars. So I can go for structures like T-beam. Here the top portion we have concrete, and in bottom portion we have steel. Steel will take care of this tensile forces and concrete will take care of this compressive force. समझ में आ गया? Or I can go for some inverted L beam, I can go for T beam or inverted L beam. So even in this case, concrete is above, my steel bars are somewhere below. Tension is taken by steel bars and compressive forces are taken by my concrete. End of story. But if you are having hogging moment, okay, if you have this hogging in your beam, something like this, if your beam is deflecting something like this, then you can clearly see the bottom portion in this case is in compression and the top portion is being stretched, it is in tension. The top portion is in tension, bottom portion is compression. So compressive forces is taken by concrete. So concrete कहाँ पे ज़्यादा रहना चाहिए, bottom में ज़्यादा रहना चाहिए, and steel bars weight should be at top. So you will be getting a structure like inverted T-beam. Okay, so in these cases use inverted T-beam. How simple the topic is, right? You can obviously use your common sense and decide this. And in top you will be using steel bars. Steel bars will take tension and this concrete whatever is there at the bottom, it will be taking this compressive forces. Or you can use your L beam. Even in L beam, use your steel bars here, and this here you will be having concrete. Concrete will be taking care of compression and the steel bars at top will be taking care of tension. End of story. How simple it is, right? समझ में आ गया? So the concept is clearly given, you need not write. I have already explained this. You can follow this. Okay, in the next module I will be continuing with effective flange width, very important topic, and these formulas, very important shoot shot question in your ESE, GATE, SSC JE, state PSC. You can just blindly read this formula and go in examination and dump it. Okay, so itna important hai ye topic. The formulas of T section and L section so repetitive. You will be perfect by the next module. Okay, in next module I'm going to teach you problems also, and I will be concluding this topic, flanges. Okay, so entire formulas of T section, especially this width of flange, it is so important to understand, because let us try to understand. I told you, if you are pasting and making your flanges big, it will be good for us, because in general you might have learned in your SOM and everything that your shear forces are taken by web, and your bending moment, whatever bending forces are there, it is taken by your flanges बोल के आपने पढ़ा होगा, right? In your school or colleges you might have studied that. But there is a limit. It's not like if you are keep on increasing your flanges, your bending moment capacity will be increasing, not like that. Okay, so if you keep on increasing, the width, okay, of your flange, when the load is acting, only certain portion of it will be participating in this bending, okay, bending activity. So the rest whatever you have, it is waste, so even if you keep on increasing the width, it doesn't mean it will be creating more resistance. There is a limit for it. Okay, there is a limit for it. We have to consider only certain width for the flange. So what is this width, we will study in the next topic. काफी important रहेगा, and we will see some problems, and also analysis of flanges section will also be completed. The entire chapter will be completed in module number 16, and we are going to see some more important formulas. There are only two possible questions. One is calculation of PF, okay, that is flange width, very important for small examinations, and in big examinations like GATE for 2 marks, he will be asking to calculate moment of resistance. Okay, he will be asking you to calculate moment of resistance. So in moment of resistance there are 3 cases possible. Entire we will be studying in the next module and concluding it. I hope you have enjoyed this module, right? See you in module number 16.